Look at a rattlesnake who's got maternal instincts. They're catching their first rays of sunlight after denning for winter.
Now this is really rugged country, and we've got some fantastic memories of tracking down wildlife in the most remote parts of North America. And one of the most treasured videos from our baby collection is an encounter with a family of very venomous reptiles.
Here we go. Look at this. This is the Pacific or the prairie rattler. Here's a mother and at least 2 of her babies curled up here in the sun, getting the early morning sun. This is what we're here for. This is it. Now, breeding biology of rattlesnakes, we're only just starting to understand it. Here's a classic example. We've got like a little family unit. We've got a large adult female. She's a little bit scared. She's just given birth to these little babies. And look at them. They're going to bite me too, the little devils. But she's sitting there and she's guarding them against predators. You know, little mammals or reptiles or other animals that might eat them. She'll sit there and she'll guard them. What a great job she's doing. Really good. She's not agitated. She's not scared by me. The little ones are rattling at me. They don't like me. Understandable. When you're a little baby rattlesnake, you're edible by a lot of different species. They're fantastic animals. Now, here's that little rattle. Little rattle here. Have a look at this one here. This would be a baby from last year. Fascinating with the biology, the breeding biology of the rattlesnake is that these youngsters will actually follow the trail of the adults back to these den sites. Unbelievable to think a little snake like that would have the instincts to be able to track its mum or its dad or another adult back to a den site. Have a look at this little tacker up here. He's quite annoyed with me. I have a lot of trouble with little rattlers. They're very hard to get hold of because they're bitey little devils. I'll just put him back down with his mum. There's your mum there. Because I'd hate to disturb the perfect rattler family unit. These prairie or Pacific rattlesnakes, they're actually Crotalus viridis, and they've got a lot of different subspecies, and they've got the greatest range of all rattlers. They go from Canada all the way down through the US into Mexico. Now, they used to be considered the most prolific rattlers in the entire world. If you can imagine, this species dens in their hundreds, and they believe they may have even denned in their thousands. Of course, those days are long gone. Those dens have been annihilated. Now we've got dens like this one, which may support 50 or 60 rattlers. Maybe a big den would have 100. They're a beautiful rattlesnake. I find them very, very quiet. How's those fangs? Look at this, look at this. Look at this. This is probably the first patch of sun that she's had since winter, right? So she's stretching her jaws out, she's aligning her head, she's getting ready. When it warms up, this species will start to disperse from the den site and they'll actually go hunting out into the other rock formations, out onto the plains, into the prairies. And I tell you what, that is the most amazing natural history you'll see. Getting her jaw all lined up after a big sleep, a big hibernation through winter. Look how quiet they are. Look at this, not even rattling at me. They don't give a rip. Here she goes, look at this. Check those fangs out. Have a look at this, watch this. But these little blokes, they're like little puppy dogs. They haven't got an aggressive bone in their body. Look at this, free-handle rattlesnakes. Of course, never ever try this. I'm a professional, I've done a lot of rattler work, and I understand them completely. No one should ever touch a rattlesnake. Now, I don't want to disturb this perfect little family unit. I'll just leave them here in the sun.
This is an Australian brush-tailed possum, and he's a little cutie. He looks quite different from the North American possums. They've got kind of a long, narrow snout and look a little bit like a rat. He's got a beautiful brushy tail, and he's got a sweet little face almost like a squirrel. Because this one's still a baby, he's on formula. And he drinks a special formula different than you'd give a cat or a dog or even an elephant. And sometimes when you're far from civilization, it can be a real challenge to find a formula for a baby animal. Steve's about to discover just such a drama.
Irian Jaya in Indonesia on the island of New Guinea. And I'm going to meet up with a local who's got an orphan.
Terry Makasi Banyak. Thank you very much. Wow, have a look at this. Now this is just a little baby cuscus. Obviously its mother's been killed for food, and looks pretty healthy. It's a little boy one. We're gonna have to get it somewhere where we can rehabilitate it, try and find some Prolax and milk formula for it and build an artificial pouch and see if we can rehabilitate it.
With the help of the local people and a journey in a dugout boat, we make our way to the nearest township. And it's looking promising. Where there's civilization and people with infants, there should be a supermarket selling baby formulas. Up this way.
I'm in the right department.
Since I was born, my mum has been raising orphan joeys. She's had them come in sick, injured, tiny little baby pinkies. And so all of that nurturing and experience that my mum passed on to me, I